welcome back, dear viewers. So right now, joining me, someone who actually lived through the invasion, someone who witnessed the unity of our people. Welcome, Mr. Hamza Taqi.
I'm glad to be here with you as usual.
It's a privilege to have you here with us on the show.
Appreciate it.
All right, so basically I've been told like so many stories from my families regarding unity and how families used to come together to support each other during the crisis. Can you tell us how, from your perspective or your stories, families and neighbors came together to support each other during this time or the crisis?
It is usual that when time of adversity, of problems, people get together. But on that day, Thursday, August 2nd, we call it the Black Thursday, something really amazing happened. Like we were like so close to each other. The neighbors became families, and we were exchanging, stuff and helping each other. And for example, in the neighborhood, there was one teacher who made her basement school for the kids, because school were people not going to school. So the kids were used to go there and gather. There are so many stories of unity and faith and solidarity between the Kuwaitis during the invasion.
Yeah, this is actually amazing how strangers became brothers and close, and maybe right now best friends, I would say.
Absolutely.
So it was creative actually when you mentioned the teacher who made his home, basement, I'd say school, a classroom, So can you describe some of the creative ways people adapted to that period, just like this one? Like, let's say I have been told stories about, baking the bread or offering help, these kind of things.
Well, for example, for me, we used to go to shop, and we didn't have chocolates anymore. There was no chocolate, and I love chocolate, and my entire family. So we went to the market to buy chocolate. All the shelves were empty. Okay, only some shelves were there, and we found the bags of chocolate chip cookies. So we took those to eat them as chocolate, and it's dark chocolate. And back then I was not used to.
It's not your favorite.
Yes, as the dark chocolate.
This is what we have.
But what we did, we read the recipe in the back, and we made chocolate cookies.
Of that's course. Creative.
Yeah, we made chocolate cookies, and I remember my nieces and nephews would come from a different area just to have the cookies. And there are many people who took, because the garbage, the people who works in the municipality to clean the streets were not there. They're all left the country. So 2 or 3 or 4 of a team of our neighbors took the car, the big car, and they started collecting the garbage. Some people went to because the baker in that neighborhood was closed. Even again, they are expatriates, so they all left. So they opened the baker again, and they start baking bread. But the first bread that they made was not good, and then after trial and error, they really became really good. Some people took care of the cooperative society, because when you are used to working, when you are used to giving, and all of a sudden you don't have work, and you're sitting at home, you get frustrated. So creativity comes, and you start to becoming part of the community. You want to help the neighbors. You want to be beneficial.
Indeed.
So many ideas of being creativity during that time.
During the time of need, a lot of people would start being creative, as you mentioned. Yes. But hopefully next time you will bring us some of the cookies with you so that we can try them.
I don't know if I can make them again. I have to read
the recipe one more time. All right. So, Mr. Hamza, how did the Arabian Gulf countries show their support during that time?
Well, because I didn't leave. I was there. I was in Kuwait all the time. But the story that we heard from our family members, from friends, from relatives that been abroad, or they were in Kuwait, and then they left. Some of the Kuwaitis that were already abroad, like my father and my sisters were in Sharjah, for example. And what happened that, the story that we heard that, they didn't open their border. they opened their heart.
Oh my.
Exactly. I mean, you know, the story that you hear is like, you know, they opened their houses, you know, if they have extra house, they would make it for the Kuwaitis who are, you know, considered to be, you know, my friend said, I never felt that I am a refugee. I felt that I'm at home. And I remember in mid-90s, I was conducting some course in Jeddah, and one of the trainees asked me wanted to take me for lunch. So we went to lunch together, and then he started showing me that huge complex, huge residential complex. He said this was ready to be given to the Saudis in the 90s. But then when the Kuwaiti came, they were giving all these blocks of residence there. So it's not like, you know, the war made us united more. And that's what made us survive the 7 months, really.
Definitely, 100%.
Of course, many people did not survive, shamefully,
unfortunately.
and some people were taken as a prisoner of war and they were missing. But in general, this positivity, this support that we got from from other countries, especially, you know, Kuwait has been always giving and been always, you know, the foreign policy of Kuwait has always been magical. Then and that's what supported us really to bring Kuwait back again.
That's really beautiful, and this is what unites us, right? The positivity and also nice statements and all these kind of things. All right, so
it helps.
Definitely, definitely. Every bit of it helps.
Yeah.
So, what did unity look like in your daily life then? If you used to like remember the daily life routine, how people used to.
We would really help each other. We would, you know, take the news. You know, me personally, I would go out and come back, and Mom will be waiting for me at the door because she's worried. And you know, we reached a stage that, you know, we were like at home, like prisoners. And then we reached a stage that we give up. We die. So what? So we started going out and
probably if you go, you may not return, right?
You may not return. Yes, of course. Many
people. So it was a risk. That's why
it was a high risk. But you know, we were young then, and we didn't. You know, we reached a stage that we didn't care anymore. So when I come back, I always bring good news to the family, just to make them
relief.
Yes, because they've been on the radio all the time and they hear different news and stuff, and then the TV was an Iraqi, you know, the invaders. TV station. It was very much, you know, depleting of energy. Even their sound, the way they do this. So we were like, you know, exchanging ideas, distributing money. People who don't have money, the elderly people, we used to take care of them. So me and a couple of friends of mine, we were focused on the social aspect and the community service.
Spreading good news to everyone to relieve them and to make them feel good.
And visiting them, and the elderly who are alone, who their family were not there. So we were like really in our neighborhood, we were one family. And I remember like when you go anywhere in the country, and you spot a Kuwaiti, you feel good, and you just as if you know him for a long time. Usually, you know, when we pass by and people you don't know, you don't say hello. But during that time, we were saying salam, shlonik, shakhbarak to everyone that we see Kuwaitis, because you know Kuwaitis as the danger get escalated, they you know they tend to leave. So we used to be in the neighbor, and when one house from the neighborhood would decide to leave, we would go and tell them, you know, relax, it's okay, it's going to be okay. But if they decide, they leave, and when they leave, it's like the other neighbors would think they should leave as well.
They should follow them.
Yeah, they should follow them because they might know something that we don't know. So faith in God really helped us. I mean, you know, one of the things or the initiative that took place back then is to go in the midnight in the roof of all the houses and the neighbors and chant, you know, God the greatest. with and the police, I mean the invaders, they had Kalashnikovs and stuff, and they start firing on the air,
scary,
just to scare us. And the more they fire, the more you see the sound,
the louder the sound,
louder the sound, and it's penetrating all of Kuwait at night. You hear from distance people are chanting, God is the greatest, and that made the invaders really live in fear, because
fall back maybe a little bit.
Yes,
that was powerful.
Yeah, it was really powerful, and we felt united, and we felt that we are praying together, very good energy, and we felt like we are really companions with each other.
Fair enough. All right, so this came to my mind just right now. So basically, you mentioned that one of the teachers made their basement a school, if you will. But what happened actually to the local mosques and schools back in the days? What were the role of these in helping or saving the community?
The schools were the only functional, let's say, entity in Kuwait back then is only the cooperative societies. The schools were,
definitely closed.
Yeah, closed, and the mosque. Okay, the mosque were there, and people would go to the mosque, but fewer people would be in the mosque, because even the mosque are watched. The people in the mosque are watched, and people are whispering to each other when they want to go to the mosque. So I'm not aware of any, intervention that taken place from the mosque. I'm sure they were, but I was not, knowing about. But the cooperative societies, because all the expatriates again left, Kuwaitis from the same neighbors took over, and they started,
running all
the operation in there, and helping, especially the Kuwaitis, and to obtain the food that they need. And they were doing some other stuff as well in terms of being the connection between the community and maybe the government outside, or maybe even the resistors. So they were like playing that role, very dynamic role between the community and the resisting people and the outside government, in terms of bringing in money and then distributing them for those who are in need in money, so they can buy their essentials.
Their needs, definitely. All right. So, do you recall any from the strangers back then who became like family until this day?
Oh yeah, remember so many people I met during the invasion. You want me to name them?
No, just maybe an incident or a...
I met so many people that for the first time, and we are still friends, very close friends. And it was for the invasion. Of course, we lost friends as well.
Definitely.
I remember, one friend of ours. We used to walk to the sea from Salmiya across Maidan Hawali, and we go to the beach and we start, catching fish and stuff. But then, when the invasion took place, we couldn't do that, and he was just, being killed just because of being a member of Ministry of Interior. That's his only, reason for him to kill him, and they kill him in front of his mom at the door. Yeah, we lost a good friend. That's why I consider myself the luckiest person on earth, really, because we survived the 7 months. Yeah,
it was 7 months of patience, I would say. Right?
Yes, and always, reminding yourself that God is there. And whatever happens, happens. You cannot change what happened. You just need to be patient and, and hope for the best to come.
And also learn from it, learn from the past.
Definitely.
Which brings us to my next question is, what would you tell the younger generation to learn from that period?
Well, I would tell our younger generation to really, love themselves and love their country. Because it's our identity, it's who we are, and we are so unique in so many ways, and we want to protect that uniqueness, and we want to be like one heart, one body, one breath together. You are the future. You are gonna paint Kuwait pictures, the future Kuwait picture. So take care of it and be, serious. Take your education seriously. Try to become innovative, to solve problems. Be positive. Don't look at the little negatives here and there. There will always be negatives, but at the other side there is all things that are happening that are positive. Focus on the positive, and be serious in your life. Take care of your life, and have a stamp. In this life, create your stamp, create your legacy, and the only way you can create your legacy is to service your country.
You heard Mr. Hamza. You have to keep it in mind, and of course, most importantly, stand together as one. Yes. All right. So, last but not least, here we have this last question for this episode is: how did people actually maintain their faith and hope during these hard times? I know we have mentioned it a couple of times, but now there's a specific incident or something that you recall that makes you remember it every time.
I don't know, but the idea that we had some sort of courage, I don't know where it came from. Like they told us to change the timing, like their timing. We never changed our timing. I don't know. They told us to change the plates for the car. We didn't change it. They told us to use the Iraqi money instead of. We never did that. So there always, there is something. I don't know where it came from, but we were so courageous to show that we are not happy, or we don't want to be in that environment in so many ways, sometimes by just being silent. Unity, it comes from not talking, from how you feel with each other, how before you ask, somebody come and offering you what you need, before even you verbalize it. That's was there. And I remember, when we were little, in the old Kuwait, we were like this, in the old days, If you go to any neighborhood, you cannot just walk in as a stranger. It's protected. The neighborhood is protected, and we miss that really. Protection. It's not like some thief comes in the neighborhood. One of the fathers in the neighborhood will catch him, even if it's not coming to his house. Coming to the neighbor house, they would go and catch him. They work they protect the whole neighborhood, especially when they are old and they are retired. So they're sitting in the neighbor, and they would protect the whole neighbor. We miss that now.
Well, good times.
Different
now
situations.
Different eras and different situations and generations. Well, with that being said, we have reached the end. So thank you so much for being part of this interview, Mr. Hamza.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, as usual.
Yep, you're welcome. All right, dear viewers, so stay with us. We'll be back after this report.